Alright, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with the top 10 speed units. And we put this list together up on Twitch and YouTube because YouTube like crashed on us. Anyways, I do want to make a quick message. A lot of people were asking me about Acorns, and a lot of other people were telling me how Acorns is a scam and this and that. And like, honestly, I use Acorns partly kind of like a savings because it does invest for you, and like, sure, you pay like money on capital gains, like you pay taxes on capital gains when you report it to the government. Well, you're supposed to report your income, but I don't know, man. Like, I've gotten what, $2,000, like 10, like almost 11% on my return. You see here, like this is my personal investment, by the way. You'll see like here we hit the dip with the market crash because of the CV19, right? The CV19, the wonderful thing that has destroyed our country. And then you'll see that we've already made higher gains than the peak of what it was in, like, since I started investing around 2 years ago. So yeah, I've been using Acorns for not 2.5 years. I've been using it for 25 to 26 months right now, and honestly, it's like I said, it's one of those things that I definitely do recommend looking into. For those that are interested, link will be in the description. Okay, go and this is not paid sponsorship, by the way. This is like me just deadass telling you. Like, it was, I think, 16%. Yeah, and this is sad statistics, by the way, and 16% of people over the age of 65 have a retirement account, and then those people are going to end up having to live or survive on Social Security or have to work in their elderness. It's kind of sad, not gonna lie, but the reason that I bring this up a lot, especially when it comes to investing, is because it's something that I definitely believe that the schools have failed to teach us, at the very least, as Americans. I'm not sure how it teaches others in other countries and whatnot, but I do want to bring some form of awareness. I think that that's something that I think that if there's anything that I do on this earth, is hopefully help people look into investing for their future. Now, I know I spend a lot on gacha games for life. Like, I'm always making sure that I'm taking care of myself at the very minimum. But yeah, let's just get right onto this list. We're gonna go into the honorable mentions. I'm not gonna go too deep onto these honorable mentions simply because I don't. What's the word I'm looking for? Just because I feel like they have some issues into them that needs to be noting. Now, Sennosuke, in my opinion, is a very good character. Strong attack, recharge, but he has range collision on his first, which I feel like holds him back, since that's your most used skill, right? Your first strong attack with the 8-second cooldown. But he does have a heal barrier, which can be useful for content like epic raids, extreme co-op, if you need the healing. Honestly, I think what we were doing was running 1 Kirinji, 2 Byakuya, and then a Sennosuke, so that we can actually 100% auto extreme co-op without having to worry about deaths, because Kirinji automatically revives, Sennosuke heals and provides a barrier. Yeah, I mean, so like, he's actually pretty good support, but I don't feel like he makes this top 10 list, because these I prefer my top 10s to be 100% self-sufficient while being able to deal damage. Okay, next on the list, we're going to put in Can For Your Own World Kisuke. Kisuke, in my opinion, the only thing that he has going negative for him is that he has a charged third strong attack, and without Havoc 20%, he just loses, like, it's just not full screen. If it was beyond full screen, I'd probably put him on the list. He'd actually be incredible if he had Havoc. 2500 length beam, first strong attack, 800 AoE in front. Very, very good kit. It's just, if he was given Havoc, he'd actually be really good. Now, obviously, like, charge skills are very iffy, whether or not you like them or not, but I will say that, like, spending 3 seconds to double your damage, in my opinion, sometimes it's not worth it, but other times, like, it can make a huge difference. Now, he also has a no affiliation killer, which I think brings him down as well, but at worst, like, the worst possible thing, like, if you assume this character is trash, at worst, he is a strong attack recharge minus 14% link. Very, very good character. He does hit really, really hard with the Berserker 40%, Frenzy, Bruiser 40%, Devastation 60. All he needed was Havoc, and he'd be literally perfect. I think he'd be, maybe not perfect, but he'd be really damn good. Alright, next on the list, Shun Sweet. I like Shun Sweet personally. I personally would have put him on the list, but I understand that he does have some issues. Strong attack damage link. If he resurrects into strong attack recharge, this character is going to be a beast. Now, his second strong attack is a 160 magnification AoE around himself, kind of like a shockwave, we call it. The problem with this skill isn't that it doesn't deal damage, but the fact is max hits 48 down here. The problem with this skill isn't that it doesn't deal damage. The problem with this skill is that it's only really useful in co-op and in epic raids when he's bonus, right? When he's not bonus and when you're not using him in co-op, this second strong attack, unless you're like right up on the enemy and next to a wall, like pinning the enemy behind a wall, you're going to push the enemy away, so he's not going to deal all his hits. Now, when you get his SP to level 10, he'll obviously start dealing massive damage. Like I say in most of my top 10s here, we're going to be taking into account level 1 out of 5 special move, as well as level 10 spiritual pressure or attack, because like I said, these characters are all worth transcending if you actually prefer playing them. The one thing that I definitely say in every single one of my videos when someone asks, oh, is this guy good, is this guy good, should I work on him, should I work on him? If you enjoy playing the character, do what you will. Like, I ain't stopping you. Like, I got my con link slotted. I'm not going to transcend him just because I don't really play him that much, but yeah. Alright, first on the list, number 10, Aeroniero. Aeroniero, in my opinion, actually does deserve to be here. First and foremost, he's bonus for, like, the main... for the most annoying room in Path of Valor. And, yeah. So, Soul Reaper Killer, one of the better killers. His Soul Tree, going into that, he does have a Devastation of 40%, Frenzy, Debilitator plus 5 seconds. Unfortunately, he came out during a time where they weren't giving out Berserker and Havoc. But besides that, his first strong attack is the standard 2500 length beam. His second strong attack is a vacuum, which deals a lot of hits. You'll see that the max hits is 10 into 48. He has like the same kind of strong attack like Shun Sweet, sort of, except he vacuums in the enemies first and then explodes. It's not quite the same damage, sure, but I mean, it works kind of the same. Strong attack 3 is going to be standard full screen third strong attack. He's a pretty standard character, not gonna lie. He has weaken on all of his attacks as well as a heal on his special, so he has a little bit of utility as well. Overall, just a good value character, and I think Yamamoto will be happy to see him on the list. He's probably mad that he's not like higher up, but hey man, it is what it is, bro. Alright, next on the list, we have to give it to Yamamoto. Yamamoto, in my opinion, has fallen behind not because he's bad or has a bad kit, but only because they started giving out Berserker and Havoc 20% to literally like everything, which is honestly quite mad. He's incredible in what is it called? In Guild Quest. He's incredible in Epic Raids when he's bonus. He's incredible in just regular PvE content. Honestly, he's just an overall incredible character. First and foremost, he does have a Bruiser 20%, Debilitator plus 2 seconds with burn on all of his attacks. He has Frenzy, Freeze, and Fire immunity, which I think actually kind of holds him back, in my opinion. I feel like if they just gave him, like... honestly, if they gave him Havoc 20%, he'd probably be, like, top 3 units in this list. I'm not even joking. He's that damn good. Going into his actual attacks, he has the 2500 length beam, 800 radius AoE in front. It's like a huge circle in front of you, and then full screen third strong attack. Overall, just an incredible character with an incredible kit. There's honestly no real negatives to Yamamoto. In my opinion, the only negative is just that nowadays characters are coming out with Berserker and Havoc. Honestly, when they start resurrecting him, he's probably going to be one of the best speed units in the game, depending on how fast Caleb can resurrect people. The problem with resurrections right now is that Caleb stalls behind incredibly far. They're for the most part doing their best to catch up, but like it's just going to be so hard for them to catch up. They release 6 characters a month, and then they resurrect like 6 characters a month. Alright, next on the list, I'm going to have to give it to Yoruichi. Yoruichi, in my opinion, would be under Yamamoto if it wasn't for the fact that she has a transformation mechanic on her ultimate. So she has a strong attack damage link with Hollow Killer, which, like I said, this is kind of what holds back 1,000 Year Blood Roar Shun Sweet. Debilitator plus 5 seconds, but paralysis on everything, as well as long reach plus 20%. Frenzy, Devastation 40%. Now, I know some people are going to be in the comments talking about Shun Sweet's insta-kill mechanic. Shun Sweet's insta-kill mechanic is so low that you're going to have to reset in order to do it consistently, so I don't really like mentioning insta-kills. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so paralysis on everything, transformation mechanic on her ultimate. The reason that she's up here is mainly because of her superiority in Guild Quest. In Guild Quest, she is going to be a queen, and even with, like, I don't want to say bad accessories, but even with, like, okay accessories, I think that she'll actually be an incredibly good tool to power through and help you clear. Now the reason that she's insane is when you use her ultimate, she transforms, she gets her strong attacks back, which means you can pop off all your strong attacks, special move, transform, you use all your strong attacks, get your strong attacks back. After 30 seconds, she transforms back to her original state, in which case she gets all of her strong attacks back again. Just an incredible powerhouse. I was going to say powerful character, but it is what it is. She has a lunge first strong attack, 575 AoE, which this is a lunge, which I personally don't particularly care for, honestly. And then she has a full screen third strong attack. The reason that I don't mind the lunge and I don't mind the reason that I don't mind the lunges, honestly, is because her transformation mechanic gives her an incredible boost. Like, what is that? 120 magnification turns into 150. That's a 25% damage boost. Like, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, so that's why Yoruichi's up here. Like, her being able to just transform and dominate guild quests, as well as obviously she's able to do this in co-op play, IZ, everything, literally everything. She's just an overall good character. Next on the list, I'm gonna have to give it to Momo. Momo probably made a very good name for herself. Personally, I would have put Momo a bit lower just because of her charge third strong attack. I don't think she's a bad character. Like, a lot of people think that just because I criticize her and think that she should be lower, that I think she's a bad character. Like, at the end of the day, this is a top 10 speed list, right? These are the best quote-unquote characters in the game. Going into her actual spiritual pressure, 770, 638 attack. She does have a bruiser of 20%, devastation 40%, frenzy, long reach, poison immunity, sprinter +1, and weakened defense on her ultimate. Now, with weakened defense on her ultimate, she's going to be dealing more damage because of the devastation, of course, and her third strong attack is a charge attack that takes place around her. This is the same exact kit as Bazbi, for those that are familiar with Bazbi, which is why Bazbi is obviously higher. Okay, so lunge first strong attack, 800 radius AoE in front, and then 750 to 900 AoE around you. Now, this, in my opinion, is kind of like since she doesn't have Havoc or Berserker, that's the main reason that I personally would have put her. Probably would have put her under Yamamoto. Personally, like, I don't think that's a bad placement for her, like 9th place in the list, considering that she has an alternative now. All right, next on the list, I'm gonna have to give it to Chad. Chad is here for the main reason that 1, he like autos almost all content in the game. 2, he's still really good in brave battles. Because of Haschwaltz's dominance, you kind of need a speed unit in there. And then 3, he's a Chronicle Quest bonus, so you actually kind of need him in order to farm effectively. On top of that, it's Chad, bro. Yo viva la raza, right? So, yeah, going into Chad, damage reduction link, as well as a Berserker of 30%, devastation 20%, kind of throwaway since you're going to be using Chappies. Enhancer, since he is a team booster of 20 seconds, as well as a cooldown of 30 seconds. He has Flurry, Poise, and Sprinter +1, so it makes a case for actually being somewhat useful in PvE. Paralysis on all of his strong attacks except for his boost. First strong attack is a lunge, second strong attack is the AoE around you, and third strong attack is the standard full screen. Excuse me. I should have gotten a drink before. I just woke up and then, yeah. Yeah, so he is a human as well. I don't know if that really makes a play for anything. I don't know really. I know Senkaimon stages, some places require humans, but for the most part, just a very, very good value character. He does his job, and he does his job very, very well. Alright, next on the list, Bambieta, and I do think that she's kind of interchangeable on this list, as well as Alkiora. Like, these two characters are both very different, but I do think that they're equal in terms of utility. My main issue with Bambieta isn't even that she's like bad or anything. My only real criticism for Bambieta is the first strong attack does have some form of range collision, but it makes up for it in the explosion with the first strong attack. My main issue with her is in epic raids, she blocks the ground. Like, you can't see shit, bro. Like, you're literally looking on the ground, you're like, oh, there's a purple AoE here? Dang, I probably shouldn't have did any strong attacks for a good, like, half a second so that I could have seen that I'm dead. The amount of times that I've died using Bambieta because her AoEs are so big, which is a good thing, is simply just because I can't see the ground. That's my only criticism about her. Besides that, I think she's actually quite incredible. So she is a Soul Reaper killer, a range Soul Reaper killer as well. Unfortunately, she's been outclassed by Byakuya. She has the Berserker 20%, Havoc 20%, Frenzy, Debilitator plus 2 seconds, burn on everything, an increase of damage of 20% to burning enemies with the Debilitator, that's really, really good, as well as a Bruiser 20% and Devastation 40% and Sprinter plus 1. She has burn on all of her attacks. The first strong attack is the Shave, a pushback attack that I personally don't like. However, they changed it a bit and actually turned it into a melee collision explosion. So you push the enemies back, they explode in front of you, and that actually hits quite hard. So 20 manification for the range collision, and then 60 manifications for that. Alright, and going into her second strong attack, she has a 960 AoE because, well, it would normally be an 800, but because of Havoc 20%, it goes up to almost 1,000, which is amazing. Strong attack 3 is 1200 radius, full screen, third strong attack. Personally, like, re-looking into this Bambieta, I'd put her a bit higher than Alkiora. Alkiora has a few things going for him. He has Hollow Killer, which is, in my opinion, inferior. He's a melee character with weaken on all of his attacks. He doesn't have a Havoc 20%, but he does have Guard Break. Guard Break, in my opinion, is an incredibly strong skill, even on an SP-based character. When Guard Break was originally given out to the first SP-based character, I believe it was Machine Society Retsu and... yeah, I believe it was Machine Society Retsu, and I didn't quite like it because I felt that it was unnecessary for a character with Frenzy to have Guard Break. Over the course of the next like 2 months, as those characters started getting released, because it also came out with Neliel and Halibel for Canon for Your Own World, the canon versions, right? Those characters ended up doing incredibly well because they didn't have to actually waste a couple of attacks on guard breaking. Now you'll see here that Alkiora's first strong attack is 6 hits, the second strong attack is 6 hits, and then the third strong attack is 8 hits. Wasting 2 of these hits to guard break an enemy sucks. It actually does quite suck. And if you could push a wave, this could be the difference between clearing a wave and clearing multiple, right? So that's the reason that he's up here. Berserker 20%, Frenzy, so he still deals a lot of damage. Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Devastation 40% on weakening, on a unit with weakening is incredible. Sprinter plus 1, Frenzy, Guard Break. First strong attack is a lunge, second strong attack is the 2500 length beam, and then third strong attack is just a standard full screen. Honestly, like, I do feel like these characters are interchangeable. I personally would have liked to put Bambieta up here. I also noticed that Alkiora isn't really bonuses in epic raids, which is kind of sad, and I do feel like 1000 Year Blood War characters end up being bonus more often. So I do feel like Bambieta should be up there. But yeah, that's just my take on it. Alright, next on the list, and I don't think this is anybody's surprise, Bazbi. Now, a lot of people interchange Bazbi and Kirinji, but I think that since Byakuya is such an insane unit, I think that a character like Kirinji that actually buffs Byakuya to do even more damage, is just that alone is incredible. And Kirinji in and of himself is just he's a beast too. All right, going into Bazbi, he's literally Cacao Society Momo on cocaine. Can I say that on YouTube? Yes, I can. Strong attack recharge minus 12%. Arankar as well. Isn't YouTube so good? YouTube's so nice. Havoc plus 20%, Berserker plus 20%, and Frenzy, and increased status ailment chance against power attribute of Rankars. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't particularly matter all too much unless he gets a bonus stage in Senkaimon. The issue with this specific skill, because it's a great skill, this gives you plus 10% chance to proc your sort of your status ailment. So this strong attack 1 has a 12% chance per each of these 6 hits. Per each of these 6 hits, per each of these 8 hits. And it, oh, man, yo, dude, like, Disabler is such a strong skill. Yeah. Also, he has devastation of 40%. Since he procs his burn, he's also going to deal oh no, I could have swore that he had increased burn damage as well as Bambieta. Interesting. He doesn't have that. Okay, so Berserker 20%, Havoc 20%, Frenzy, Devastation 40 seconds. Devastation 40%, and then Debilitator plus 2 seconds, Bruiser plus 20%. Increased status ailment chance against power attribute markers. That's really good. Like, the issue with this is, if you're doing Inheritance Zone, Extreme Co-op, Guild Quest, they probably die so fast that you're not going to proc burn. If you're using him as the main runner, he might actually be really, really good for a melee or Rankar killer week, because since he has Disabler, you're pretty much guaranteed to proc burn on every single unit that you face. On top of that, since he has the Debilitator plus 2 seconds, the trash mobs are gonna die. They're gone. You don't have to worry about them. Actually, now that I think about it, this character might make a good case as a main runner for a spot a week. Like, being able to guarantee a burn on the trash mobs between the waves, that's actually quite strong. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite strong. Strong attack 1 is a lunge. Second strong attack is the 800 radius AoE in front of you, but with Havoc 20%, almost becomes 9,000. Almost becomes 1,000. Jesus, I'm mixing up my numbers so badly. Strong attack, my bad guys. My mom just bought flank steak, bro, and I'm finna cook that up real good, bro. Okay, so strong attack 3, 900 radius AoE into 1080, 120 to 240. A lot of people, like I said, don't really care too much for charge attacks. I personally am growing a bit fond of them as long as the character has Havoc 20%. Characters like Tag Team Renji, the new Ichigo. I'm personally growing quite fond of them. I personally like it. Next on the list, Kirinji. So second on the list, Kirinji. I think that Kirinji edges out Bazbi by just a little bit. First and foremost, superior killer with Soul Reaper killer. Most of the characters in the game. Strong attack 1 is a lunge. Second strong attack is a 3,000 length beam, and third strong attack is the 1170 AoE. This is the 975 AoE in front of you. Yeah, so personally, it's just the third strong attack that I personally like the most. On top of that, like, he doesn't have to wait for his charge or whatever to deal damage. He just straight up deals his damage. Also, on his special move, he has a revive mechanic where if your teammate dies or if you die, you revive with 50% HP. Going into his skills, a Berserker of 20% that gets inflated a little bit by another 20% because of his other skill. Speed, attributes, Soul Reaper, strong attack damage plus 20%. There are a lot of speed Soul Reaper units, including the new Byakuya, which in my opinion is a dominant powerhouse. Debilitator plus 5 seconds, the Devastation 40%, Frenzy, Havoc 20%, and Sprinter plus 2. Honestly, the Sprinter plus 2, the Havoc 20%, the Berserker 40% with status ailments on all of his attacks, I do feel like it's a bit better than Bazbi. Like, him being able to actually support the team, regardless of like just straight up just by existing, in my opinion, is incredibly strong. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much why I want to give it to Kirinji for the second slot. Honestly, like I said, like, most of these characters are so powerful that they're kind of interchangeable with each other. It just depends on your playstyle. Like, if you prefer Bazbi's playstyle more, hey man, more power to you. Like, these characters are excellent. And next on the list, of course, we have to give it to my boy Speed Byakuya. Speed Byakuya, bro, refused to come home to Daddy Cowboy for so long, bro. Like, I want to say that Cowboy had to wait for him to come out in a character pack in order to come out. Alright, let's go into the real Speed Byakuya. Let's go into the real Speed Byakuya. Oh, hold up. This is not the Speed Byakuya we're looking for. Speed Byakuya. Oh my god, the Husbando Byakuya. I think this was one of the first summon videos I watched. Cowboy still trying to summon for the Byakuya. I ain't even going by. Alright, going into the actual Byakuya, right? Soul Reaper, Captain, Dual Killer, Soul Reaper, best killer in the game, Hollow, and Enhanced Strong Attack Recharge. He's an Enhanced Strong Attack Recharge link too. He's such a beast that I forgot. I'm not even gonna lie. He's so stupid and powerful that I forgot that. I don't have this Byakuya, by the way. I went like 12,000 robes for this dumbass, bro. I spent like $1,800 for this guy. Didn't get him. Alright, so going into the character himself. Berserker 40%. Increased Strong Attack Recharge link. Bombardment. First character with Frenzy and Bombardment that actually is useful. That is actually useful. A Bruiser of 40%, so his Nat actually deals damage too for some god-awful reason. He has Havoc 20% to go along with that beefy Berserker. No status elements. However, he has something called Sharpshooter. Now, Sharpshooter, it pretty much allows him to play as a range unit or a melee unit. What Sharpshooter does is it bypasses ranged guard enemies, as well as guard breaks the enemy as well. So he pretty much has guard break built into the skill alone, and then on top of that you can use him for literally anywhere. Like, you can bring him into Captain Week since he has the Soul Reaper killer. You can bring him into melee Soul Reaper week, melee Hollow killer week, since he has the Sharpshooter that bypasses the melee resistance. You don't need to use your what is it called? Your nerd glasses or your head or your what is it? Oh, the scarf, the headband that like is like 55%. They should buff those, to be honest. Sprinter +1. He's dumb, bro. He's stupid. His first strong attack is the shave attack that I personally don't like, but since he has Berserker of 40% and almost 820 spiritual pressure, it's quite mad. Because like with SP level 10, he's already one-shotting almost everything. This might hurt him a little bit in epic raids, but his second strong attack... Okay. His second strong attack is a 960 AoE with a 120 magnification. On top of that, it shoots out a bunch of swords in a vortex with Havoc 20%, right? So 630 radius vortex that actually homes in on the enemy. And not only does it home in on any enemy that's nearby, but if that enemy was to die, it will literally track the next enemy over and over and over again. This attack itself lasts about 7.5 seconds. It has 50 hits, which is mad, and then on top of that, it's a 16-second cooldown, which means that if you can put enough strong attack recharge on this character, you have an infinite vortex that actually deals a ton of damage. And like I said, since he does have the melee resistance the range resistance bypass, he's pretty much just he's gold, bro. Like he's absolutely mad. His third strong attack is a full screen AoE into AoE distance, so it's a 1200 radius vacuum around you, pulls them in and then explodes them on the spot for an 810 radius after you've already pulled them all into one area. Honestly, this Byakuya is dumb. Like, he's probably the stupidest thing I've seen in this game in so long. A lot of people like argue 5th anniversary Ichigo versus Byakuya, and I'm like, yo, I'm an Ichi slut. Like, y'all know me, I'm an Ichi slut. But Byakuya is just next level. He's just something else completely. But I guess I will leave it at that. You know, guys, grind, I'll catch up. Pick me up, stay blessed. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Kind of a quick, I don't know. You know what? Is this a quick video? I don't know. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Stay blessed, y'all. I'm gonna go cook some meat up because we got some chuletas, we got some flank steak, we got. I don't really personally care about the hot dogs, but like, okay. But anyways, stay blessed, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Blessings to you, blessings to your family, and yeah, I wish y'all the best luck for your summons. Y'all know this, guys. Grind, I'll catch up. Stay blessed. I wish y'all the best luck for your summons, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.